Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to DX Radio Shot. We have it in a still picture mode for now while we rearrange and organize and eat my breakfast. And then we'll get started. A lot of projects today for sure. So, how's everybody doing out there today? Cold, but no snow on the ground. We got a little bit as far as the other day, but nothing new that's been added. Got a lot of packages expected to come in today. Got a lot that's being shipped out as well. Good morning, Richard in the UK. Good morning, Boxcar. Morning, Leadfoot. Morning, Michael. Good morning, John. Good morning, Matt. Oh, let's see, what do we got today? Well, we are currently up to, I suppose I can put my camera back over here now that I'm done eating. I didn't want to eat at the bench in front of everybody. So we can switch this now. Very good. Get my machines fired up. Oh, let's see what's happening on 40 meters today, shall we? Oh, I gotta put this stuff in. So today, we have, well, I'm not going to do those today, but I got a lot more stuff to do. But we do have a bunch more of the, what do you call this there, 11 meter dipoles that we made the other morning. I said I was only doing that just kind of for one person, and apparently that took off like wildfire. So as of last night, we had a total of 23 to make, a 17 prepaid. Now we got a total of 28 to make. And 25 of those are prepaid. So again, I didn't expect, I just was helping out a person to get him where he needed to be, but apparently people want these 11 meter dipoles. So I guess that's cool, right? I suppose. So for the people who did not see what they were, I'll pull them out here again. I shouldn't even be doing this. It's like more advertisement, and that's not what I wanted to do. But it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, we got 28 sold and 25 prepaid. Goodness gracious! All because I did a little video on these. This is what we're talking about. Oh my goodness! So yeah, we were figuring like 27. When we shipped out some yesterday, it came to $24.90 something. So $25 shipping included, instead of 27. So 25 shipping included. If anybody wants one, it's a simple, there you go, plug and play, 11 meter dipole, real simple to do. I mean, I'm not really making nothing off this. Just all this costs between the connectors, it really is what costs the most in the box. But I'm not making, I think maybe $2. I'm not really making nothing off of these. I'm not looking to make nothing off of these. It wasn't even about that. So, but yeah, these are just simplified 11 meter dipoles. That's all it is. That's it. And it's real simple to make. So, you guys can make your own if you wish. I mean, so, but yeah. So, I had multiple phone calls and emails yesterday, late last night, I should say, rather. And I came out here to shut the computer off. I said, I'll check my emails. Only to find that now I got a total of 28 of these things I got to finish up, which I did several yesterday. And 25 are already prepaid, but 28 of them are already sold. It's like, guys, you can make your own. It's real simple. I mean, like, it's 3 connectors, a box, and some wire. That's it. So, but that's okay. I don't mind it. Whatever. You know, they like the way I did this, I suppose. You got your banana push and plug. Just push it in, connect it, be done with it. Now, I just went with these because of what he's going to use for his application. It may vary for whatever you guys want to do. But you take the molding strip above near your ceiling, and you screw this into that, to your wall. Stretch your wire out as far as it's going to go so it's nice and straight. Find out where that end's going to be. Put this in the wall and just hook it so it stays in position, like so. And then you just screw that right to the wall. That's it. So, it's kind of a nifty little idea. Real simple. Banana jacks. UHF connector, and we have 8 foot, 7.2 inches long for each one. Real simple to do. So I guess if you guys want me to keep making them, I'll keep making them. But you know, they're $25 for the kit, just the way you see it. No enclosure, because this is going to go flush to the wall like that. When you screw this up to the top of the wall near the ceiling. And so, yeah, I mean, that's all it is. I only wanted to do a video to show you what I did for a friend of mine, and now it seems to be a popular item. So, 11 meter dipole, you can run 10 meters as well, but I would recommend definitely using an external tuner to maintain that SWR just in case it floats. Then at least you got a good SWR regardless. Okay, that's one of the hot topics this morning yet again, which was not supposed to be intended for, but I guess it is. So, outside of that, not really a whole lot to discuss this morning with this. So, what's up, buddy?
I'll keep cautious.
Yeah.
We're up to almost $28 roughly.
Okay, when do you get out of school today? We'll go get your card. We gotta find out if we can do that online.
What do you need? I can.
Okay.
I can do it through the app.
Oh. Well, then we can
I just don't know how.
Well, then what we can do is, how about we talk about the later.
The what?
Actually, no, you can link your account. You need get your own debit card. Then you can link that up to your app. Then you can do it as you need. What I can do is we can go over there and just deposit it.
I signed up yesterday. I do have a card coming soon for cash out. If I ever want to use that once in a while.
Yeah, but that's just whatever you have time to. So.
Yeah, let me
Well, okay, so. But you can't use that though, can you, for the vote? I don't think you can.
I think you can only use it if you have money on it.
Right, but you can use it for. You can use it for standard purchases.
No, I think it's just to send money to each other. I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll have to go to the bank today and go book your account. Well, we probably do that tomorrow, but today. So.
$10 says he didn't show up again.
Find out. I don't know. Good morning, Catalyst. How are you? The power handling for that is 250 to 300 watt because I'm using both speaker wire lines, not the single line. I'm using double. So good morning, David. How are you? Didn't see you sneaking. Good morning, Kevin. Flashlight, South Carolina, UDS 23. Don't think I've ever seen you on here before. Welcome to the channel. Good morning to you. How are you? Good morning, Tom. I didn't see you sneak in. Mr. Tom, how are you? Good morning, Brent. Got a whole pile full of people in here. Anyway, so it's always a fun time when I go live. I seem to be attracting like half the world. So, especially my good buddy, Mr. Richard in the UK. Always a pleasure to see him on for sure. And always a pleasure to talk to him on the air, too. But he's always making a fine trip over here, no doubt. Lost my train of thought, what I was saying, though. Oh, I'm sorry. He asked about the power. Yeah, so I used, on the speaker wire, you get two wires for speaker wire, right? 2 leads. I braid the 2 ends together. So that kind of doubles your capacity of your output. So, but still use a tuner regardless of the power setting because you still want to make sure that you've got a good SWR because the more power you add in, it's going to increase your SWR at times. So you want to always make sure you got an external tuner for that reason. But yes, you can do between 250 and 300 max. I would not recommend doing that. But the reason why I did it this way is because he's running a striker. And so that striker is 78 watts, 75 watts, 80 watts, somewhere in there. So I wanted to make it enough where he had at least a good 100 watt, 150 watt line. And this turned out to be about 250, 300 watt dipole setup. So that worked out nicely. So he's got more than enough to work with. He's not planning on using any amplifiers, nothing like that. So, but you can tune 10 and 11 meters with this with a good tuner. And you could also, if you want to run 6 meters on this, you could run that as well. Anything from 27 megs and above with a good tuner, then you'll be good to go. It's already resonant for 11 meters, but you'd have to, again, make sure you get yourself a good tuner, that's all. So, but outside of that, I didn't expect everyone to want to buy one of these kits. I mean, they're real simple to make. But 25, that's shipping included, if anybody's interested in these kits. dxradioshop@yahoo.com. Just contact me, and we'll get her all done. I wanted to get an enclosure box where it was all, with a backing plate onto it. But that didn't work out, so I left the back open, which is fine, because you're going to put the ears to the wall anyways and screw it down, so you're not going to see the behind the box anyway, so it doesn't really matter at that point. Yeah, so great deal for sure. Gear Junkie, good morning to you. How are you? Welcome to the channel. How long is it end to end after it is assembled? Matt was asking. 17 feet total length. So it'll be 17 and about, well, it's 2.4 inches, but with the box, you're probably going to be about 17 and around, we'll say 4 inches roughly. So something like that. But yeah, total overall length would be about 17 foot and about 4 inches with the box, is what this would be. So if you got yourself a living room, whatever. Now keep in mind, you don't always have to, let's say, here, I'm going to use this for example. There's your dipole, right? And here's your box in the middle. Here, I'll do it like this so people can see. So here's your dipole. Let's just pretend that's your wire up on the ceiling, right? And let's say you don't have a room that's 17 foot long. Well, obviously, it's probably not. So that's okay. What we call an L-shaped channel. So what you can do now is you can take uh, your J-pole, your dipole, sorry, your wire, and you can turn it. So let's say you have it, the box wherever it may be. Maybe you got a little bit of an end that's got to go like this, and then like that. You can do exactly like this too. So you can run the wire. So if this is your box in the middle, you can run the wire straight across, and if you're hitting a corner, just parallel up to that corner. That's all. Just put two hooks in. A hook here to hold it, and a hook over here to hold the end of it up. So if you had to make a 90 on both sides, it's okay. As long as it's up at the ceiling away from you, it's okay. But the idea is not to exceed a certain amount of power because you don't want RF exposure. So I would recommend no more than 25 to 50 watts. 100 watt, it's about max. I wouldn't even do that, honestly, because, again, RF exposure. You got the antenna inside the house. Now, if you wanted, in his case, he's in an assistance program where, he's going to put this indoors. Now, let's say you guys can put this outdoors. Well, that's okay. Then put it outdoors. Put it under your soffit. Go right across the front of the house, and just run your coax cable from the HF connector all the way down to the house. That's all. So his case, I can't believe we're talking about this dipole box.
By the way, that coverage coming by 5.
Okay.
He finally sent it out yesterday.
For
A DVD and I've waited on for weeks.
okay. Nice. So let's say you have it's going to be mounted to the ceiling like this, well, just up to the top of the wall, right? So let's say you have if you're outdoors, that's fine too. Just mount this outdoors, put this right across the back or the side of the wall of your house at a high point, run your dipole along the soffit, take your coax right here, just run that coax right down your radio room. That's all. Real simple to do. Easy. But if you have then you can run a couple hundred watts. I still wouldn't do that, but 100 watts, guys. Your first 100 watts makes a difference. Anything past that, you don't need. If people are running 4 or 5, 6, 7, 800 watts, you really don't need it because your first 100 watts is what makes a difference. Anything past that point, 1, it's not even a challenge. 2, you're going to dominate a channel. 3, you can only talk as far as you can hear. And 4, most importantly, if you pay attention to my channel, guys, I use an Emperor 5010, 48 watts out, and I talk all over the world between my Antron 99 and my serial 5/8 wave ground plane antenna. I don't run amplifiers. I quit doing that decades ago, so I just don't care to run them because the challenge is within what can you do with your equipment. If you really know your equipment, you know how to set up your equipment the proper way, then you shouldn't need an amplifier. But for the ones who want an amplifier or a radio to perform, such as 100 watt rigs or more, that's cool. Your first 100 watts is what counts and what matters. The rest of it means nothing. When you guys are on these 8 pill, 12 pill, 64 pill, and all that nonsense, somebody mentioned about 128 pill this guy built for what? What if you're trying to talk to ET, just put up a good antenna. Eventually he might come home. Who knows? Jeez. See you, buddy. Love you. Have a great day. So yeah, I don't get these people today. I don't understand it. You guys are a bunch of amplifier heads. Crazy. But yeah, I mean, you could use this dipole for many purposes, and you can change the length on this if you wish. I mean, hell, there's people with a hot air balloon that'll run a 200-foot wire dangling off the side of their basket, and they talk all over the world with running 4 or 5 watts QRP. So, Boxcar, good morning to you. How are you? Elizabeth, good morning to you. How are you? Oh, the exponent, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like you can run a 90-degree angle. You can do this. You can do that. You can put it outdoors if you wish. I mean, but yeah, I took the speaker wire, and you always get two wires, side by side, molded together. So I braided the ends because I wanted to use both of that for the capacity of the power consumption. So that's what I did, and came out beautiful for sure. So, well, I didn't really have any hot topics today, so I suppose this is another repeat hot topic of a dipole. So, like I said, I got 28 sold. We shipped out a bunch yesterday. They don't take long to make. I can have one done in about 15 minutes or less. And as long as I'm not being bothered, then between phones and everything else, and we got 25 of those already prepaid, so we shipped out a bunch yesterday, and I got a few more that I'll do in between my jobs. I don't just focus on that. I do one or two, and then I move on, repair radio. Then I do one or two, and then I move on, repair radio. Got to keep the flow going of the workload. So that is for sure, absolutely. Yes, you can. You can. That's what's nice about my peoples in my chat. I love the information that you guys have out here for sure. So, well, I'm glad you guys figured that out between you and Jody. Awesome. Always a pleasure having you guys on. You guys are down. Jody and Elizabeth are down by in Tioga, PA. Nice group of people. They came up here a couple times. Nice people for sure. Always a pleasure to see them. Yeah. Boxcar had a good point. And I've actually done this, and I tell you what, when warm weather gets here, I'm going to do an experiment that I did when I had my martial arts school years ago. We did this experiment. We did a Saturday mix-up where we ended class early, and we had it all planned for a ham hobby for kids and adults. And we had other ham operators show up. It was a great time. We had a lot of kids show up, some of which actually got their ham license later on. So, but to your point, your comment there, Boxcar, what's nice is that you could, when you have a dipole, you could use that as a beam, like he mentioned. So a very good point he brought up, because we actually did an experiment on a dipole VHF, and we turned it into a 3-element beam. And the experiment in which what we did was this. We took, for example, I'm going to use my little back scratcher for just an example. Pay attention, class. Here we go. Piece of wood. Use like a ruler if you want, right? 3-foot ruler, or just a flat piece of shim board, we'll say, right? So just something thin, nothing crazy. And you get yourself a 19 1/4 inch wire. Okay. You can do 18 3/4 inches, no less than that, but 19 1/4 inch wire. And what you're going to do is you're going to staple it down to the piece of wood, okay? You're going to put a break in between, though. So let's say that 19 1/4 inch total length, let's say, for example, you're going to put a 1/2 inch in the middle where you're going to cut that wire, and you're going to put a spacing of a 1/2 inch. What you're going to do is put a little LED or a wheat lamp or a flashlight bulb, if you will. You do not, N-O-T capitalized, do not apply any battery whatsoever. So you're going to put this wire, you're going to put your light bulb in the middle, okay? And I'll draw it out here in a minute for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to use that as your RF guide, okay? You're going to create what they call an RF magnetic field test. And what this does is when you have your dipole all set up, and it's on a mast, we'll say, right? You're going to take this, and you're going to move this real close. Let's just assume this is our dipole, right? Our mast, I mean. Okay? This up here. So what you're going to do is I'm going to minimize this as like a smaller version. You're going to come close to this, and you're going to go around it. And you will see the light bulb light as you transmit like a 4-watt Baofeng into your dipole. You're gonna see that thing light all the way around. Now, that's your center, right? Your dipole. Now, what we call a driven element. So when we start talking about beams. Let's say you make a reflector now, a little bit longer, and you put that behind it with the proper spacing. Now, when you do the same test again, and you come closer, you're going to see the light bulb. You're going to see the light bulb on the side, the front, and the side. When you go behind behind it, you're not going to see that light bulb light because now you have a reflection. What this teaches you is, one, you'll be able to see direction of where your signal is transmitting. Two, you'll be able to see if there's any reflection at all in which it is not traveling, right? So now let's say we put our first director on. We can do the same thing. You're going to go side, front, you'll see it. And if you go behind it, you're going to see a minute portion of this being lit up because you're going to see the direction of your signal traveling one way. So we did that one day as a class. Oh my God. Some of the ham club guys, they lost it. They like, wow, they never thought about this. They kept saying, how did you come up with this? It's like, well, first of all, it wasn't my idea. I actually found this online. There is a Japanese girl, very intelligent girl. Man, she's so intelligent. She did this test. So I took her idea and experimented a little bit, and it came out exactly what she was talking about, and it made sense. So if I can find that link, I will gladly share it because I did not create this. I did the experiment with my students and many other people that came. We had a full house that day, but I did not create the idea. I took her idea and I applied it to my demonstration, and it worked out great because she did the same exact demonstration I don't know how long ago, but she did that showing the direction of where your signal travels when you want to make a beam. And so you'll understand the spacing. If you have the spacing wrong, then your light bulb is going to be all over the place. But when you have a proper spacing, you're going to see as you go, let's say between point A and point B, then that light bulb should not travel the whole length. It should only go about halfway because your direction is going to come to a certain point. It's going to amplify the brightest point as it gets close to that next director. Now let's say you got a reflector, a driven element, a director, and then a second director. Now it's a 4 element. Same thing. You're going to see minute difference of light bulb is going to be half of this trajectory now, and that's going to illuminate more bright, showing you the direction of your RF field. So when she did this as a demo, oh my God, I was blown away. So I watched the whole video and did the demonstration here myself, and then I went to my school and did that too, and we had a blast. It was an awesome time, and it taught the kids a lot more. Taught me some stuff that I pretty much knew but did not know, we'll say. And so the basics I did, but as far as what she did, I would never thought about that. She did an amazing job, and I wish I could find out. I'll find it online, but I don't remember what her call sign was. But she is very, very into the whole theory of operation when it comes to calculus and ham and everything else. She is an amazing ham operator, and Summer's over in Japan, and she does all these different tests and whatnot. Very intelligent girl. She goes to different studies. She'll go to colleges and help out professors, do experimentations, introducing the hobby to people. Very smart girl. I will find that link and I will share it. No doubt, Boxcar, for sure, yep. There you go, yep. Yeah, you can do PVC, like Rick just said. Yep, good morning to you. How are you? Use your soffit. Yep, you can use the soffit. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, absolutely. So, you can make different PVC designs, like cactuses. You can do all kinds of craziness with those. I have actually made a dome dish, like your NFL dome stadium, DOME. I've made a dome dish UHF antenna before, with 4 stands coming out. It looked like a flying saucer with 4 legs landing. I did that for a UHF antenna once, and it came out quite nice. Everybody thought it was kind of cool. I was going to put lights around it and make it more creative, but I didn't get the chance to do that. I was going to get it to where when you transmit, the lights would come on the top of it, make it look like a little UFO thing, just for comical reasons, but I didn't get the chance to do that part. I just made it as a simple dome dish antenna to come out pretty good. So How I took a kitchen fork and turned that into a UHF antenna. I've taken lamps, turned them into a J-pole dual band. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. People don't realize, and just gotta open your mind. That's the joy of the hobby. Open your mind and just let it travel. Let your wild imagination go places that you would have never thought when you're actually thinking about something, you know? So look around your house and see what comes to mind. I mean, you know, for example, I'll show you. All the crazy stuff that I do around here. I mean, I took my tumbler cup, guys, and I turned that into an antenna. Who would ever thought take a cup and turn it into an antenna? Here's your SMA connector. You got your plastic lid. There's your antenna, 90-degree angle. You can turn the antenna up and down. It's telescopic. VHF, UHF, tumbler cup antenna. Who would have thought, right? Well, hell. I mean, if I could take a cup, turn it into an antenna, take a lamp, turn it into an antenna, and tighten that down some. There we go. And I mean, hell, you could anything you want to take. I mean, do whatever you wish. Now, I will tell you this: there are like your PVC enclosures. You got like junction boxes, right? PVCs you can use just tubes. You can do whatever you want, okay? But you can use boxes like this. We'll say, for example, and you can run the wire through and have a split right in the middle, where again, like we did over there, one wire goes one way, one wire goes the other way, and you could put these on a like a 2x4 or some sort. You can make yourself a beam out of this. Just put here's one with a reflector with a wire coming up and a wire going down. Here's your driven element, director, and director. You could put like 4 boxes in a row, and then you get yourself a nice little VHF, UHF beam by using little project boxes. I mean, you could do that. You could use Schedule 40 PVC half-inch tubing and do the same exact thing, and then put your end caps onto it. I've seen where I've taken myself, where I've taken and I'll put like little short stubs on the end for additional tuning on each portion. But you know, your reflector would be a solid wire, your directors would be a solid wire. It's just your driven element, which is your dipole portion, that would become down, split, separate your signal, and then go back down. If you have that touching, now you're going to make what they call a gamma adjustment, and that would change capacitance by using a slider to change capacitance, in which your, for example, let's assume this is our gamma, right? Then you would take and slide that just so far to get your tuning. If you had if you were not using dipole, just straight line all the way down through. But if you're going to run a straight line as a reflector, let me do it like this for the ones who don't follow. Okay, kind of like this, guys. There's your reflector. There's your split for your driven element. Your positive side, which is your center conductor, and then your shield. Then you got your director and your director. So these would be your wires. One solid wire, solid wire, solid wire. And here's your split for your dipole. Now, if you only had just this, it's a dipole, right? But if you have it all, now that becomes a beam. Okay, real simple to do. Just get your spacing, your length, your spacing, etc. for whatever band that you want to cover. But real simple to do. Okay. All right. Anyways, on that note, I gotta get some work done. I got a busy day ahead of me here, as every day is, and gotta get a lot of stuff done. So, anybody got any questions, comments, etc.? Put them down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about this topic that we seem to be having for the last couple of days. And that's okay. I don't mind having repeat topics, but I didn't really have any topic to discuss this morning, anyways. So that was fine. It kind of filled in the void a little bit, which is okay. So. Kilo Charlie 2, Kilo Japan, Ontario. Kilo Charlie 2, Kilo Japan, Ontario. Kilo Charlie 2, Kilo Japan, Ontario. And what was your call? Well, I got you right about a 5'4", or 5'4", almost a 5'5". I was surprised to hear anybody on here at all for 17 meters that early in the morning. I just happened to turn it on, and this is the last band that I left off on too. So I was surprised I heard anybody in the background. I was like, well, I hear somebody. I'll give a call out, and nice to meet you for sure. Always a pleasure on this end. Name here is Stu, Sierra Tango Uniform, and we're located in the upstate New York area, not far from Rochester, right in the middle between Rochester, Syracuse, off the shores of Lake Ontario, about 15 minutes away anyhow. But I won't hold you up then. I just want to jump in and say good morning to you, and glad to have the chance to make an acquaintance with you anyways. I didn't expect that 17-meter band to be open a little bit, but it looks like it might be a decent day for the band. Catch you later on this end. 73 to you, my friend. KC2KJO. Well, guys, I was surprised to hear that in the background. I had to catch it when I could, and he is from Austria. So here I just talked to Austria on 17-meter band that's usually not open this early in the morning. Can't do that on your CBs at this time of the day. 17-meter band. That was nice. That's right. Got to get to work now. Playtime's over. All right, guys. Catch you later. Thank you all for watching. Put your comments down below. And we will see you soon here today at the DS Radio Shop. Many more wonderful videos and education to follow. See you soon.